Hello, everybody. It's Trina and Dominique back again to answer questions about the Elohim Guided by Light Sound Healing Practitioner training, the 12-week training that sets you up to go out into the world and be an energy healer that is guided by spirit. Now, one of the questions that we had, of course, is about the goddesses. What can you tell us about the goddesses? Why are the goddesses involved in this? And I'm going to throw that one over to Dominique.
Okay, so I have a great love for goddesses. I've been
You do.
passionately reading the goddess stories since I was a very little girl. And so there's 4 goddesses that work to hold this Elohim practice. And the first one is Aphrodite, and many of us are familiar with Aphrodite, but it's this magical, mercurial energy that she has. She is like the sea priestess. She helps you flow into the practice. She switches you on to do the practice. She guides you into bringing this practice through in beauty. You know, she's renowned for her energy of harmony and beauty. And so she sets up you as a practitioner to almost like be a beauty therapist in some ways, as you work with the sounds that come through and the skills and the practices and the actual structure of the healing. So Aphrodite is a goddess in the Greek tradition, and she's an ancient Greek goddess, and it's said that she was birthed fully formed out of the waves, like she just glided in on the waves. And so it's this feeling of I don't need to grow up and learn things and do things the hard way. I am actually fully formed, fully ready to do this work. I am going to flow through the waters of life with this work. She has this quality that actually helps you bypass all the struggle. Would that be right, Trina?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I would add to that, Dominique, is that love. Yes. Like when I'm working with my spirit healer team, they say to me, love is the great connector. And when they first said that to me, I was a bit like, what? And the more and more that I've kind of percolated that and digested that into my body, I'm like, absolutely it is. It binds us in union, in benevolence, you know, in goodwill, in want of good things for each other, in want of harmony and balance and unity. And what that beautiful love light inside of Aphrodite does is it helps to bind all the different parts within inside of us together. And the principal part being our soul and our human nature levels of self, because the great divide that really exists inside of us between our soul levels of self and our human levels of self is that our human nature is often incapable of being able to love itself enough, have enough self-value and self-worth and self-belief and self-trust and self-esteem to be able to really connect with the light that is always there within us. And she's amazing at helping us do that.
She really is.
Yeah,
thank you. That's so good. And then there's the 3 other goddesses. They work slightly differently to Aphrodite. They're each sort of they're mothers. They're these Mother Earth creator goddesses. One is Antu, who's from the Akkadian tradition, and that's the Middle East, you know, the Persians and the Sumerians and the Akkadians. And so she has this, I don't know, it's a real not primal, but that original nature kind of quality to her. Like I was there at the beginning of civilization. I was there. I was part of the creation of civilization, and I created through love. So she has this mother energy of this strength. It's absolutely beautiful.
I know what you can be. You might be this, but I know what you can be.
And it comes through the heart. And so you know, she carries this for you to deliver to your client. And then Maia is a Greek Titan goddess. And her story is that she lived in a cave and she was close to the earth, and she wasn't that interested in, she was incredibly beautiful. And like, so, you know, everyone wanted her to step out into the light and use that sort of celebrity in the same way that Aphrodite does, really. But Mai was saying, no, my work is here in the cave, in the earth, connecting with the rhythms and the life force of the earth. And this is where my work is. And so she holds us as in this incredible grounded space, this quality of strength and intelligence, earthly intelligence.
And one thing I would add in there is that the way that, you know, like sitting in that cave and listening to the rhythms and the nature of earth, you know, one of the things that Antu helps us with, Maia, sorry, I knew that I'd got that wrong. I quickly looked at you as I said that. I was thinking, it wasn't Antu, my brain said just as I said it. One of the things that Maia does is she makes sure that the vibration that you're creating for sound, for healing, that comes from your body, right? Because it's being created within inside of your body. It's your body is part of what is creating the vibration, that makes sure that it meets with the rivers and the tunnels and the mystery and the wonder and all the uniqueness that exists inside of you.
Beautiful. Oh, yum. I actually really love Maia. I feel her really strongly in my body, in that deep creative force, like deep in my gut. I love that about her. And then the last goddess is the beautiful Demeter. And Demeter is a grain goddess, a harvest goddess, a mother goddess. And in the ancient Greek traditions. So it's interesting that these goddesses have come from that location. So there's something about the level of high creative wisdom that exists there that really speaks. And I don't think we need to learn too much about that because we're working more with her frequency. But Demeter holds us in this ability to walk our truth, to move and express our truth, and to flow with the seasons, and to build out the resonance and the vibration and the different qualities of our truth. So Demeter is not quite so sort of suburban as a lot of myths present her as.
I love that.
Like when I first met her, because just so you know, like Trina has channeled the work through these goddesses. Trina is an extraordinary channel. And in meeting Demeter, it was like, oh, no wonder so many of the ancient Greek mysteries were based around Demeter. She isn't just this sort of like miserable wailing for my daughter goddess. She's this incredible light of wisdom. And we know that the ancient Greek mysteries celebrated Demeter. And when I actually met her in these initiations that Trina takes us through, it was like, oh, I get it. Now I understand why those mysteries were based on the goddess Demeter, were her mysteries.
Yeah, bringing light to pain, right? I mean, actually, you know, because the hard work of connecting into the light with Aphrodite and Antu and Maia, and then you've done that work, but then, right, actually having the strength, the formidableness to be able to then take that creative force of light and spirit into those places inside of you that have residual pain. We've all got some of them in some way. And, you know, so far from being just the wailing goddess, you know, not getting over what happened to her daughter, being able to sit in that space That's powerful. And having that offered, the directional capacity of that transformational quality being offered to your client is a wonderful thing, because we will often go to great lengths to avoid past pain, but then we call to spirit for change. I want change, spirit. I don't want, I really, really want change. And then go, oh yeah, but no, I can't go there. But if you go there infused with spirit, then you don't just go there and sit in the pain and wallow in it. You go there and you transform it. And that's a beautiful offering from Demeter.
And Demeter's like that ability to walk with the cycles of suffering and joy. So with Demeter, there's this circle that, yes, we may walk through suffering, but then we heal and return. If we do the healing, if we do the work, if we let the light in, then there's this incredible time of joy, the spring and the summer and the autumn and the ripening and the riches and the harvest and the dancing with, those we love. And then we'll be moving into this other cycle of, here's another human piece that I've got to deal with, another challenge, another that is usually accompanied by pain. Demeter holds you in that. And the myth is like this surface story. But the true vibration of it, the vibration of that is one of incredible power to return to the light and to heal and dance in the light once more, which is amazing.
Absolutely. And like you were saying so beautifully, Dominique, is that life undulates. We move through these different phases, and sometimes it's up here and sometimes it's a little bit more arduous, and just being able to maintain a level of equanimity regardless of where you're sitting inside of that, Demeter is very, very skilled at supporting you to be able to do.
And healing is making whole. Healing is bringing those suffering parts into the light, and so they can, so they can be healed. Healing is like, we don't go to someone to be healed if we're fine.
Yes, it's actually really interesting, because the thing is that sometimes I'll have a client come in and they'll be sort of like, oh well, everything's fine, and which it is, and they're doing great, but then you're able to keep building on that, because there's always more that can be gathered in for change and support. So healing is a very beautiful thing.
And so that's our goddesses. There are 4 goddesses. So you can see really clearly how they hold this healing journey with their different qualities and their different energy and their different light and their different color and their different story of what their skill set is. So you're incredibly held by these goddesses. So it's like having a team. Yeah. You and your team are doing the healing.
Yes.
So we just wanted to share more about our beautiful goddesses in Elohim with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks so much for answering that question, Dominique. If any of you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to let us know, and we look forward to answering them. Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.